In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a loft in a storage shed. This happens to be a 12 by 16 storage shed that my wife and I just finished building. And the ceiling, or the top of the walls, is about 7 feet and 6 inches. I also have a pretty steep pitch on this roof. It's an 8-12, and I built it that way for the extra loft storage area. At the peak, I get just about 4 feet, maybe just a little more than 4 feet. That'll be from the top of the loft shelf to the peak. And I'm going to build 2 lofts, one on each end of the shed. These will be 4 feet wide, 12 feet long. So that's going to give me about 100 square feet of loft storage floor space. I want a nice strong loft, and it depends on how much stuff you plan on putting up there as to how strong it needs to be. This is probably a little bit overkill the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to use 2 by 6 for the span across the shed, which is 12 feet. And I'm going to put 3 of them per shelf. So hopefully I can put a lot of weight up on this loft without a sag and without a center pole. I know that's a 12-foot span, which is a long ways for a 2 by 6. If I've got 3 of those, they're going to be on 16-inch centers, evened up with the wall studs, which are 16-inch centers. I think it'll be more than sufficient to hold what we need to hold up there. And then I'm going to top it off with a 1/2-inch sheet of plywood. I installed, I think they're called a jack stud, on each one of the 2x6 12-foot long beams. What that does is carry the load from the beam all the way down to the floor. And all I did with those is just nailed them to the existing 2x4s. And that just supports the 2x6s. So here's a look at the blocking that I put in. Just some spare cutoffs of the 2x6s that I had. And I put this in before I put the 1/2-inch plywood on top. And this is just to prevent the beams from twisting. Some of them were a little bit twisted when I put them in. It's hard to get straight lumber these days. And in the back I put this one flat because that's a 2x4 across the wall there to support the back of the shelf. This is the overall shelving space of the DIY loft, one side and then the other, and I've already got a few totes and things up there in that one. And this gave me 96 square feet of shelving space, 4 feet wide, 12 feet long, one on each side of the shed. And that's about 4 feet to the peak, so probably 3 feet in height in the center. You can kind of see them both here together if I get you kind of a wide shot. And they're very stout, strong, definitely strong enough to do what I need them to do. Here's a look at the whole shelf on that side. And that's how you do DIY storage shed lofts, or at least the way I did it. Give you a couple of good strong lofts. I'll put a link in the description of the build video of this DIY storage shed if you're interested in seeing the rest of the videos on building this. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.